Guys, if you ever wanted some behind the scenes info on what actually happens to these pumpkins while I'm waiting to process them or feed them to the animals, here it is. Was it last time y'all had like an entire throne built into the pumpkins, right? Yeah.
And then I got married.
And then you got married. There are a lot of pumpkins. What do you say, like 200 of them left?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. A ridiculous amount. You guys don't know this yet, but yeah, we have several truckloads of pumpkins that some are not good. We've been feeding them to the chickens. We've been processing them. We have like 40 gallons of pumpkin puree in there. 3-gallon bags full of pumpkin seeds yeah, I put them in the deep freezer because there are so many. And I started again. And
there was some food in there.
Yeah, and we've been feeding, on top of that, we've been feeding the chickens pumpkins for days, right? And so...
Yeah, 2 died.
Yeah, I know 2 died, but I don't think it was related to the pumpkin. Those are the meat chickens. We bought them from 4-H, so they were already a little older. We just need to hurry up and process them, for sure. Definitely. And then you can see there's just the most random stuff floating around the pumpkins because the pumpkins are just kind of thrown on the concrete. So we have like the smoker, toys, this thing right here, which I think what I'm about to try because it's really hard to peel pumpkins and my oven cannot keep up at the rate that I'm cooking them. I think I'm going to try turning on this burner right here, moving it out, setting up the propane, the same burner I used to process chickens, filling this with halved pumpkins or pumpkins cut into strips, and then I'm going to turn on the propane, and yeah, we're going to try to speed up this pumpkin processing. All these pumpkins right here are pumpkins that were already rotting when we got them. All these came from the church. They were just trying to clean up their pumpkin patch area. So a lot of these have been going to feed the chickens, but they are so overwhelmed with processing. I was thinking about getting, for sure, a compost bin to compost them in, but I have another idea. I've been thinking about like open air composting. Here, you want to show it? That is little. Oh, it looks kind of nice.
Go to the chickens.
Can you throw that far? Guess you could. That's pretty incredible. There's some random stuff in here, guys. Just ignore it. There's a lot that's been going on and being moved around. So, here is where I'm at on this. Now, the video of all the things we're doing with pumpkins, I have not even edited. It got split into several videos. It's just hiding in my YouTube on private. Hey, you almost hit them. Be careful.
Hey, I can't see through a bin.
Yeah, that's why I said be careful. So you can see they're having a great time, all our meat broilers. These need to be processed. These are the ones that we bought from the 4-H kids. Well, actually, I got them from someone who bought them from 4-H kids. And basically, he buys large pens of animals, and he keeps turkeys and rabbits, and I buy the chickens from him. It's a really good deal because I just don't have the time and energy to raise my own right this second. And then all of this plastic I've been needing to clean up, but fencing in the way, so I'm gonna have to get over here and clean it up. And what I'm going to do is this whole area, instead of composting the pumpkins in a bin, I think I'm just going to put them all over here and let them start to break down. I may release the chickens in here. I just haven't really decided exactly how I'm going to do that, but there's all these leaves that fall down because it has this, if you look up, there's this massive oak tree. It just kind of hangs over everything, and they eat the acorns and all of that good stuff, but it just seems like just a waste of space. So I'm probably going to wall this in, move some of the fencing around the cabin since that's now here, and
There's a kayak.
add to that, yeah, there is a kayak sitting here. There's a kayak just sitting on the ground.
I wonder how heavy it is.
Yeah. Well, we moved it over here. Do you remember how heavy it is? So all this just has random fencing kind of laying around. This is where the geese and ducks used to be. That's kind of a mess. But as you know, we rent out our house, our main house, to my parents. So it's kind of changed a little bit. I definitely wanted to also show off, look at these babies. They have gotten so big. Look at this. I really wanted to do a video eventually on just how much they feathered out and kind of go over that. I would say they're probably about 2 weeks old now. I'm not sure. They're definitely freaked out with me being here. They are lavender Orpingtons and Brahmas. You can see they're pretty well feathered now. They have feathers all on their backs and wings, starting to feather out down the legs. It's just really their heads and chests that we're waiting on to feather out, and they look really cute. I definitely have a few roosters in here, I think 3 at least, so Mom was hoping for a rooster or 2. Well, she got it, and I'm hoping that they're just getting combed in early and some of these are actually girls, because that would be terrible to have almost all roosters whatsoever. It can happen. Statistically, it's usually about 50-50 down the middle, but yeah, things don't always go to plan. So I guess we'll see what'll happen, but these guys are really cool. It's been so much fun kind of raising them and see how they are. I really enjoy using this brooder thing. It works out really well. So I'm just kind of letting them hang out and do their own thing, and they have plenty of space because this is a 4-foot by 4-foot IBC, and they're usually to hold liquid, but we've cut out the front, the plastic and metal, and put this old gate on it from it's basically a broken down dog kennel that got thrown away. We took the front off of it and then just keep the heat lamps and everything else. The water is always messy because they're at that stage where they're digging around a lot more and constantly putting the pine shavings into their water, so I'm always opening it up and scooping out pine shavings. But this little feeder has saved us a lot, but now they're starting to push pine shavings into their feeder too, so it's just kind of crazy raising babies right now. Luckily within the next couple of months they'll be big enough. They're just gonna come out and join our laying hens, and by then we'll have all the meat chickens completely processed, so we won't have to worry about them in any way, shape, or form, which is really nice. Kind of get that out of the way. Okay, so these are okra plants. I really thought that they would have died during that cold snap, but they didn't. I pulled about half of them out because I wasn't really impressed with how they were producing. But now look at them. Since it's gotten cold, these all have some kind of red coming up on them. These are red striped, and this one over here is almost completely red, which is really concerning because if you guys have watched my videos at all lately, these are supposed to be heavy hitter okra, which is just a type of climless spineless, so they're not supposed to have any kind of red at all, and they have. I started noticing a little bit of red streaking, but now it's producing completely red fruit, which is really strange and just furthers my thought that these weren't purebred Clemson spineless okra seed packets that I got. It's just a complete mess. I've actually never seen a green okra strike red before, just with a change of weather, so I'm really curious exactly what we got. I can tell you by the poor production compared to what I usually get, I will not be replanting the seeds. Any seeds I saved, I thought about planting them again just to see if under certain conditions they would produce better. But like I've said before, this is the worst okra year I've ever had. And now I'm starting to see them coming out with all of these different colors on it. It just proves, yeah, this is definitely not what it was supposed to be. I've seen stuff where a lot of people got mixed seeds from seed companies this year. This is an unopened flower right here. And then here's before it blossomed. But this is just insane. I'm still getting some okra on it off of them, so I just leave them because it's entertaining for the kids to pick them. But pretty soon, absolutely all of these okra plants are going to be pulled up. I probably may just go ahead and do that because they're just taking up space. Now, if you don't know this, if you live in a really warm area, I live in southeast Texas, but just a little more south than and these okra plants could actually grow all year round, which is really cool. They thrive in heat, similar to how peppers are perennials. When grown in the right climate, they actually become more like pepper trees than just pepper plants. So, fun facts. But they're not going to do well here. They're eventually just going to die out as it gets colder. So I think it's time to just go ahead and get rid of them and plant something that we're actually going to use. You can see just the base of this okra. It's huge. I can barely fit my hand around it. It is pretty much like a tree already, like a small tree. It's thicker than my apple tree is. And these were planted this spring, so that tells you anything. But let me just show you. I don't know if I'll be able, this one's not in really well, but I kind of want to show you how the okra has a taproot. You can see it right there. Similar to what you may see on a turnip, how they have that long root that goes in the ground. And here you can see a big piece of the root did not come out when I pulled that okra up. So yeah, that's kind of an example of it. Now this okra won't go to waste. It'll just go out to the chickens and they'll eat all the leaves. They'll just completely strip it down until it looks like a stick, and then we'll leave it to be composted. But all this has to come out. I'm going to start pulling out all of this grass along with the okras, and you can kind of see like random onions that didn't get picked earlier in the year. They just, I guess they were too small and they finally cleared out later in the year.
Can I go put this on Linda's backyard? It's Peyton's and Linda's mail. It came in our mailbox.
I usually just shove it into their mailbox.
Do you want me to go do that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because I didn't know what to do with it.
No problem, sister.
I put yours and Mom's mail on her desk
Thank you.
in her bedroom.
Thank you so much. My little sister's getting everyone's mail, so she's just making sure it goes in the right spot. You can see you have the sweet basil still kind of hanging out, fungus down there popping up. So all this is going to get cleared out. Going to finish clearing out this and plant some probably kales and lettuce. That's what we seem to eat the most. I have a huge number of carrots, and that is what I'm going to be growing. Some in here for sure, because they like poor soil, and you can see a lot of sand and topsoil mixed together there. And then the last thing I wanted to show everyone is these blackberries. They are growing like crazy, and they're popping up. They're spreading because they spread, you know, through their roots, and they just will pop up with new plants. So here's one right here. Let's see, there's one over here that's popped up, and I really need to separate them out. I wanted to dig up these big plants and move them in front of the cabin, but I think it would be really cool. But instead I'm thinking I'm just gonna dig up the small plants and either plant them in the ground and cover them with some kind of frost protection, or no, I'm going to there she is by the trash. The baby puppy's over there by the trash, getting into trouble. So I think I'm just going to dig up some of these smaller plants that are popping up and either cover them with frost protection or go ahead and put them into little containers and planters. And as much as I try to work on this with everything that's been going on, it seems like the grass is growing faster than I can come and get these plants where they need to be. So here's another one that has popped up right here. There's one in the walkway that's popped up, and that doesn't include these other sides that I really need to go to, because look at this poison ivy popping up. I really probably should move this one because I can't seem to get rid of the poison ivy in that one section. You can see, like, I've done all this work to get it out, and it's just getting away from me again and again and again. And right now I have 3 weeks until the semester ends, and I don't really have a choice but to pay attention to as much schoolwork as possible. So you can see where I've come in here and I've started stripping away a lot of the grass when it looked like this, down to the bare minimum, and then a few just pop back up. Those will be easy to remove, but just got to pull all this up again. And then on this side I want to plant carrots, and then I have that giant 5-pound bag of turnip seeds, and I'm thinking in the very back that's probably where I'm going to go ahead and plant those, because they'll just grow so easily by sprinkled on top of the soil, and it'll get some kind of food started growing. I use the tops to feed my family. I freeze them and then I crush them into whatever we're eating, and then the bottoms, the turnips themselves, can be eaten by people or they can be used for animals. And that is the best move, I think, that we can make for everyone involved. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we're talking about getting a pig, but I'm just really not sure how I feel about that with the space. I know we need a better fencing, and we're working on getting fencing put in place too. So that's something that I'll definitely update you guys on. But you can see, yeah, the blackberries are coming back with a vengeance. There's actually a little bee. Let's see.
It's sucking out all the pollen.
Yeah, it is. It's not sure what to think about us. So they're all kind of coming back, and that's why I think it'd be really cool to shade them out. These blackberries, they produce really heavy crop in the spring and a less heavier crop in fall. And then the only time they really don't produce is during winter, and for us that's going to be like February is the coldest month, and the leaves will turn brown and dead, and then by late March they are going crazy and growing. So here's one, and the petals are actually starting to fall off. I don't know if this one is going to be turning into a flower, into a berry, but here's another flower right here. So if multiple flowers will start opening at the same time. Oh, you found a little okra. Look at that.
I just picked it.
That's awesome. I think there's another one ready on this plant, but I don't remember, or maybe it's not quite ready. So, well.
Was it this one right here?
No, I don't know. I can't see. No, it was a smaller one, or a bigger one. So once these start producing a few more flowers, and they start opening at the same time, we should get another crop out of all of that, which is really cool. It's just trying to figure out exactly how to reset this up, since we have the cabin right here now. That's definitely been interesting, trying to figure out exactly how we want to do all of this.
I got it.
Okay, sister. That sounds good. We got 2 little okra. And they were quite a bit this morning too.
Yeah.
So. But I think I'm about ready to pull them out and start something that does a little better this time of year.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go ahead and let's grab this okra plant now that we've shown it off and carry it back to the chickens and see what they think about all of this. Okay, so she went to grab that okra plant and throw it over the fence. Can you throw it? Or are you just gonna open the fence and throw it in? Yeah, that's probably better. Probably easier. I understand. You can see they're all kind of interested in that pumpkin. There you go. And there's the okra plant she's put in there. Yeah, they really love the pumpkin a whole lot. She's trying to escape. Usually they eat the okra plants. Today they're kind of more interested in that pumpkin than anything. Our laying hens are hanging out some. Here's one right here, but she's more curious what we're doing. This one, this little one, when we got her, she actually had just got attacked the day before we were supposed to buy her, so the lady just gave her to us. And she's healed up nicely. Her eye's very squinty on the right side, so you can tell where she got attacked. But other than that, she's doing excellent. And so we're just letting her hang out. She's really good at breaking down waste and all of that, so it works out for us. And it kind of works out for her too, I suppose. I did not expect her to heal up so well, but she healed up really nicely and has, yeah, she did. And she's done really well with the other chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one of our Americanas coming out.
I'm just wondering.
Oh, look, it looks like she may like the okra. Look at that.
Yeah. I'm just wondering why most of the chickens have dark, like red and blue lines.
So those are to mark them as different project pins. So these go with these or that, and they also can mark them as coals. And there may be more reasons, but that's all I know for sure. A cull means a chicken that they're going to process, that it's just not good for show or breeding anymore. So that's usually just to mark whose they are and what project they go to.
When are we gonna start butchering our chicken?
That's a great question. I wanted to today, but I'm so behind in school. I think it's going to be a few days because I just don't have the time to dedicate to sitting outside doing stuff all the time. I need to get as many of these pumpkins processed as possible, and then I have to really work ahead as much as possible in school right now. So we'll get there. My little sister over here, she actually helps me process all the chickens. All the other kids and all my other siblings get really kind of, what'd you say, like sick to their stomach probably? Yeah, they do not like it at all. So she's the only one that helps me. She's learning how to do it. And once she fully figures out how to do it, it'll be so great because I think we can knock out a lot of birds really quickly. So that's what we're going to do. And look, sister. They're eating it now, and now that the Americanas are out, they're all interested in it.
Yeah, they like them.
Yeah, they do. All 4 of them are out, and then three of the red hens are out too. That's awesome.
I only see 2.
The other one's right there, right by the door. Oh yeah, we have 7 hens, so yeah, 7, and they'll all be laying next year. They're really young. I don't. Yeah, there are. Let's see, let's count the meat chickens. Let me scroll out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, let's count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh, the screen got blurry. Oh, mosquito landed on it. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20. Are there 29? Is that right? I don't know. I lost count when the screen went blurry. Let's see. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. I love you.
I'm getting bit by mosquitoes.
I don't know. I think about 30, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm getting bit by mosquitoes, and they're landing on my screen and kind of changing the get up a little bit, making it blurry and move in and out. Zoom, that's the word I'm looking for. You can see they're really enjoying this. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and throw some more pumpkins in it. That's what she was doing, is throwing a couple pumpkins. This one over here, and the one there's just hanging out by, not doing anything. But these are pretty much down to the skin, which is what I was hoping for. Then I'll throw these into the compost bin and give them some more pumpkins. So it really does help to have animals that break everything down, let me tell you. So with that being said, I'm going to grab this metal pot and I'm going to start processing more pumpkins. I have an entire oven full of pumpkins. It's going to be a long week, I tell you that much.